Tomb Raider. Everyone knows about these things. They originally came out on the PlayStation, the Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, computers. It was a whole huge name. The first game even sold like 7 million copies, and then she was even a part of many commercials showing how popular she was. And to also say that, when the first Tomb Raider came out, fans ran a thing of a project called New Raider, which was given a cease and desist letter from Eidos. So that was taken down, and then the following game, they added this nude cheat, but all it was an explosion. So the character showed some popularity, but it was starting to decline when Chronicles came out. Well, speaking of Tomb Raider Chronicles, that's another game we should talk about for a little bit. When the game came out on PC, they offered this thing called the Level Editor, which you can also get when you purchase the game, which is a tool where you can create your own levels. So it's been around 23 years, and there has been plenty of levels that plenty of people have made. And people are still making Tomb Raider levels to this very day on different websites like TR Customs and a TR Level Editor website. Now, I just thought we'd just take a look at some of these Tomb Raider games that people have made. This isn't by means a review. This is just my personal recommendation so far as to what levels you guys should definitely get. What's even cool about these levels is that certain games, now it really depends which engine they choose. They can choose Tomb Raider 1 through 5 engine and a custom engine. Now, most people, according to the Tomb Raider Customs website, most people actually chose the Tomb Raider 4 engine. Most of these games actually are compatible with the controller, meaning you can actually play games using the controller, but you're gonna have to set your own binds when it comes to playing the games with the controller. Sometimes certain controllers work, sometimes certain controllers don't. It all depends whatever it is that you're playing. But overall, people can actually have some new enemies, new animations, and some new mechanics, and some graphics overhaul, which is pretty cool. Even voice acting and cutscenes can be added to the game. Anyhow, let's take a look at this. Okay, first game we're looking at is Tomb Raider Biohazard. Imagine taking Tomb Raider and turning it into Resident Evil, which is exactly what it is. Now, for this one, it actually plays just like Resident Evil. You have limited weapons, ammo, and you can also combine items together. And if you get bit by a zombie, that means you're infected. So you have to be really careful with this one. The game could be a little too dark at times, so that's why you should really use some flares. There's plenty of them to be scattered around, which is really good. And you know what is even more cool about this game? You can even move dead bodies just to find some items, which is pretty new at the time. But I got one problem. Even when you accidentally step on a zombie corpse, or at least purposely do it, you get infected regardless. Have you guys ever played a Resident Evil game where you step into a zombie's corpse and you're infected? I didn't think so either. You know, speaking of being infected, if you do get infected, the screen goes all woozy and whatever, like you're on something. Which is pretty nice, but again, do we really need something to have that happening? Just step into a zombie body and just get infected and randomly, even though it's not even alive? I should say something too about this one. If there is a game-breaking bug, if you use controller to save the game, something dumb supposed to happen, so they recommend you to save the game by using the keyboard. Yeah, it does work with a PlayStation Classic controller, which I should mention, but again, you're not going to have much room for controls for some reason being, but hey, it works. That's all I can say about that one. But if you guys are like a die-hard Resident Evil fan, you should definitely play this one. Okay, next up is Kitten Adventure Christmas. This is pretty interesting. A Christmas-themed Tomb Raider, huh? You know what's special about this one? There are 3 different difficulties you guys can pick and choose to play with. Yeah, you can actually choose your own difficulty. But they do tell you the terms of its own balancing and whatever before you choose it. In each different difficulty, your outfit's completely different, which is pretty nice. So you approach the kitty and they tell you that you need to get 7 presents. Oh, and the game tells you that if you get 70 or at least all of the paw print coins, you're supposed to get some sort of reward. Anyhow, there are 7 presents, each has their own unique challenge. Like for one, you have to match the colors of a certain number, and another one, you have to dodge some oncoming giant snowballs. So, this actually is not that bad. It can be challenging at times, but once you guys get through it, I think you'll have a good time playing this game. If you guys like the Christmas special one, there's also a regular version. The same applies with the whole challenging thing, but this is just its normal thing. You can talk to animals, and they can also challenge you to do certain things. There's also puzzles involved too, so it's not just that. Paw prints are still there as well, so you have to look out for some of those things. This time they don't tell you how many to collect, so that's all I can really say about that. Alright, so here's another one. Tomb Raider Afterlife. This takes place immediately after Last Revelation. So, it leaves you off to the final boss of the original game. This time, it actually sounds more menacing than the original. So after that, as soon as you try to escape and fail, you have to find your way out of the place. The only unfortunate thing is that you lost all of your weapons and everything else. So, it's going to be a tough challenge for you guys. And I mean, it's going to be a tough challenge for you guys. So, you gotta try to find your way out, find some weapons, and defend yourself and more. So, if you ever want to find out how Lara escaped, then this is for you. Here's an underwater-based level. It's called Tomb Raider Wrath of Alna. So, the story goes is that in 1953, the Alna, a cruise ship, sank into the underwater in unknown circumstances. A few witnesses of the incident spoke of a light before the shipwreck, but no one managed to understand the cause of the incident. So 2 years later, Lara was in trial of an artifact, so she has to go find it underwater. Like I said, this mainly takes place underwater. I think, why do people make underwater levels so good? I mean, I played that Mario, one of those Mario 64 games. They have like one of the best underwater levels that I've played, and this one even has that as well. So, you explore around this sinking ship. Thankfully, it has air for you guys to actually, you know, do something. So, all you need to do is solve some puzzles, find some keys, or at least try to find a way to get to that artifact. And be aware, there are going to be some guards that are well aware of your presence, so make sure you're prepared for yourself for this one. Now, I didn't play too much of Siberian, but this is actually pretty funny that I found as an Easter egg. They put the Tetris theme in a Tomb Raider game. I'm not kidding you. And they even had the animation, the guy playing guitar in Siberian Expedition. That's actually pretty funny. Okay, there's so many levels that I would cover, but I haven't really played that much as of late. But here's the one I think you guys should really get, and that is Shattered Memories. This is supposed to be part of the Anniversary Engine competition. So, for this one, her memories have been shattered, and you have to get your memories back. And let me tell you something. this is one of the Tomb Raider games that's scary. And I'm not saying like whatever, it's just scary. You'll see what I mean when we play it. There's plenty of levels too while you're playing the game that you can get familiar with, like the old Tomb Raider 1 and 2 levels that you may remember playing. This one uses the Tomb Raider 2 engine. So, all I can say is you really gotta be careful with this one. Because you have no idea what's gonna happen in this one. It takes at least like, what, 4 hours long to beat this one. But whatever. Anyhow. You think you're in your own Lara's house, but everything just looks bizarrely scary. And most of the enemies in the game just happens to look like Lara. Okay, now you see what I mean when I said the game was scary. Alright. I think that's all I'm going to cover of this one. But really, definitely get this one. I'm not going to give out too many things away in this one, but definitely check it out. Because I think you really would enjoy this one. I hope you guys will enjoy all the other custom Tomb Raider games that are out there on the Tomb Raider Customs website. So, whatever you guys do, find your ways into playing these games and do whatever it is that you have to do. But if you guys, like I said, it's like if you guys are controller users, like, be careful because you don't know if it's gonna work or not. So make sure you read the map description, see if there's any sort of bugs. So that's all I'm gonna say about these things. So that'll be all the Tomb Raider maps I'll be showing for the time being. Maybe I'll do another one hopefully at some point soon, but who knows what I have up in my sleeve. So anyways, I hope you guys will enjoy playing some of these Tomb Raider levels as much as I did. So see you guys then.